grinding. Oh, I'm so sick. Even more camo grinding. Woo. So we're gonna grind now. What was that? Small map mosh pit? As soon as okay, that's the thermal. Derelict. No, we could just one.
Go time, capture the objective.
Don't sweat it, I've got this.
Take it B.
Beginning capture.
Alpha secure. Nice, we're pulling ahead.
Somehow he got me first, somehow. Somehow he got me first.
Enemy grenade!
Control zone C. Losing B.
RTXD available.
Marking down Bravo.
Eyes on enemy! You got cocky!
Losing Bravo.
We're taking this objective!
Securing B.
Deploying RTX.
Losing B.
Using stem
Losing
shot.
Bravo. Bravo lost.
Frag. Cover me,
Securing
taking
Charlie.
this objective. On a blast trap.
Ready.
Enemy sniper working. Eyes on shock charge.
We're losing Alpha.
Stand by.
Taking Bravo underway.
Adler marking care package LZ.
All zones lost. Secured. Locking down Charlie.
Marksman's gone. EKIA.
Head cannon locked and loaded.
We lost B.
That's just a hand cannon.
Hand cannon going hot.
Securing B. TACOM, launch your UAV.
I'm working on it. Head down, sniper.
Taking B.
Semtex up. RCX team in the...
Enemies have destroyed your RCXD.
Target down Bravo. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Take out that UAV. Hostile UAV destroyed.
RCXD available.
Thought you were hot shit, huh?
Care package available for delivery. Mobile strike ready for delivery.
Taking Bravo underway.
TACOM, get an A-bomb strike on my beacon.
Phoenix 1-1 in your
Requesting care
AR.
package
Commencing
deployed.
weapons release.
Operating our station.
Join the burn, boys. Phoenix 1-1 signing off.
We're losing Charlie. Archangel making noise.
ADR standing by.
Eyes on enemy mine.
RCXD ready.
Hostile mine deleted. Deploying RCXD. Deploying AGR.
Securing B. Target down Bravo. They're taking C. C locked down. Losing Bravo. Losing B.
Sending Semtex.
Losing Bravo. Bravo lost.
Enemy sniper working.
Admiral marking
Mover,
care
front.
package LZ. We're losing Charlie. Take it out.
Tossing Semtex.
We've lost all zones.
Working
Zone
this
Alpha
objective.
captured. Taking B. Engaging with War Machine. Securing Charlie. Taking Bravo underway.
Friendly, friendly.
Zone Charlie locked down. Taking B. Losing A. All locations secured. Hold your
You know I was
position.
moving far away from it.
Archangel going hot. They're taking C. We've lost Alpha.
Enemy shock charge.
Lost C.
Taking steps.
Losing
Last trap
B.
identified.
Marking down Charlie. All zones lost. Charlie secured. Marking down Bravo. Bravo is on. We're losing Charlie.
Enemy spring mine.
We lost B. Securing B.
Commencing capture operation.
We've lost all zones. Zone A secure. We're losing Alpha. We control Zone C.
RCX team with the...
NCXD has been destroyed.
Losing A. We lost A. Taking Bravo underway. Taking B. All zones lost. Zone C secure. Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this alive?
Cover me.
Better
Taking
step
this
up.
objective.
Securing Zone A.
Eyes on shock charge.
Securing B. Bravo zone secure. Shit,
Got one.
LDCR in.
Hostile thermo.
Losing Bravo. I don't believe in bad luck. Just bad aim.
Head to
Get
exfil.
down.
Don't let him take you alive.
Arming Sentex. Enemy grenade.
Well, I didn't really get that many UAVs in that game. Oh, equipment as well, or fuel upgrades, okay.
Dominator. Time to get our hands dirty, Black Ops. Get to work.
We're taking this objective. objective.
Lock down A. Losing B. We're losing Alpha. Bravo lost. Losing A. Taking C.
Don't sweat it, I've got this.
I really don't see the purpose
Don't
of
Charlie,
having
lock down.
a
We've lost Alpha.
semi-automatic gun. You have a
Enemy
weapon
12 o'clock.
goes semi-automatic mode.
Commencing capture operation. Spotted blast trap.
We lost B.
Tossing impact grenade. Working
Rocket
this
down
objective.
Bravo. Securing Zone A.
Initiating objective.
Checking capture front. Hostile impact. Semtex front. Visual on hostile.
Securing B.
Working on it. Semtex front.
Taking B.
Too easy.
Securing Alpha.
Working this objective.
They're taking C.
Spray mine.
Lost Charlie. Losing Bravo. Taking Alpha. We've lost all zones.
Oh my gosh, no. It's the wrong one.
Grenade incoming. Miniature and stim.
Rocket down Bravo. Securing Alpha. Alpha secure.
They're down.
Bravo is ours.
RCXD ready.
Firing arcade.
Blast trap identified.
We're losing Alpha.
Watch your fucking fire. I'm on your operating RCXD.
Enemies have destroyed the RCXD.
Securing C.
Using stim
Securing
shot.
Zone A. Losing Bravo. Taking A. All zones lost. Zone Alpha captured.
I'm working
Securing
on it.
Charlie. Care package above. Taking Bravo underway. Bravo zone secure. Losing A. Taking C.
Enemy spring mine. Cover me. Taking this
Lost
objective.
A. Locking down Charlie.
Sam turret front.
Securing Alpha.
Sam turret destroyed. Taking stim.
Securing C. Losing B. Taking Alpha. Taking C.
Spring mine.
Available.
We've lost all zones. Securing C. Charlie secured. Securing B. Heads up. Hostile care package inbound. We're losing Charlie. They're taking C.
Going undercover.
Come on.
Get down. Deploying RCX.
We're losing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Taking A.
Incoming frag. Flashbang.
Bravo lost.
Why think we'll find the game later?
Taking B. Rocket down Bravo. Enemy care package above.
RCXD ready.
B secured. They're taking C. Securing zone A.
Operating RCXD.
All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them. Losing B.
Your RCXD has been destroyed.
We lost B. We're losing Alpha.
Took out the sharpshooter.
Back off. Launch a UAV. Taking Bravo on the way. Enemy interceptors inbound. Location secure. Maintain current posture. We've lost Alpha. Losing Bravo. Securing Alpha. Losing B. Hostile interceptors are making a second pass.
Disrupted enemy mine. Hostile sent target ID. Sensor is down.
RCXD available.
RCXD maneuver.
Enemy has destroyed your RCXD.
B locked down. Losing Bravo. We're losing Charlie.
Usually right behind me.
Securing Zone A. Losing B. Taking Alpha. We lost B. Zone A
Snipers down.
secure.
Move up. Hostile flashbang.
RCXD ready.
They're taking C. All objectives locked down.
Enemy
Local
shock
Dental
charge.
B back. Losing
That's
A.
5.
Care package on standby.
Lost A.
Bad guy down.
Standing by.
We're losing Charlie. Taking A.
TACOM, Adler requesting napalm
Losing
strike.
Bravo.
At LAR, canisters away.
Sentry turrets live. Bravo lost.
Package delivered. Phoenix 1-1 out.
Eyes on
All
enemy
zones
mine.
lost. Securing Alpha. Weaver requesting UAV tasking.
TACOM, drop
down
care
in.
package on my beacon. Semtex, front. Hostile down. We're taking this objective.
We're losing
Eyes
Alpha.
on.
Bravo
Moving now.
guard. Losing B. You gonna let a bunch of company assholes beat you? Fight back, damn it! Losing Bravo.
Operating RCX.
Losing A. We're losing Alpha. Losing A.
Your RCXD has been destroyed.
Hostile LDPR drop detected. Locking down Charlie.
Don't
Secure
sweat it. I
Charlie.
got this.
Enemy marks losing. All locations locked down. Dig in and hold.
RCXD rolling out.
Minister X dim.
They're taking C. All locations secured. Hold your position. We lost C. Damn it, they must have hacked our comms. Go dark. We'll pick you
Withdraw,
up later.
withdraw. They've got us beat.
I got like 15 kills in a row. It was 20. I didn't get it.
That one's down. Five kills, there's your bar. It's a long one.
Problem is, you gotta do it on two of them, is the problem. It was stupid.
Dominating. Use of deadly force has been approved. Taking
Objective's vulnerable. Let's make it ours.
A. Zone A secure. Reclaim the advantage. Now hold it.
Tossing Semtex grenade.
Losing Bravo. Knocking down Charlie.
Spotted enemy
Stars
sun.
reclaim the lead. Lost B. Zone C secure. We're winning. Keep it that way. Locking down Bravo. Losing A. We lost Alpha.
Flatlined him.
They've taken
Sniper
the
threat
lead.
eliminated.
Ready.
Taking Bravo underway.
Combatant taken out.
Bravo is ours. taken the lead. Stay on task.
Driving RCXD.
They're taking C.
Keeping eyes in the sky.
Sending stun.
Losing B. Securing zone A. Bravo lost.
RCXD available.
Deploying.
B secured.
Dang it.
Enemy grenade. Using stim. Sharpshooter removed.
Losing Bravo.
Enemy throwing stun.
We're losing Charlie.
Beginning
Taking Alpha.
capture.
Lost C. Securing Alpha.
Target.
Securing Charlie.
Grenade inbound. Concussion grenade sighted.
Requesting recon strike. Requesting care package deployed.
RCXD moving.
Enemies have destroyed your RCXD.
Spring mine deleted.
Taking A.
Cover me. Taking the objective.
Losing B.
RCXD ready.
Alpha secure. We're losing Alpha. Securing C. We lost B. All zones lost.
Crimson 1 taking the objective.
Bravo zone secure. Lock down A.
Deploying flashlight.
Losing A. We're losing Alpha. We lost A.
Capturing
Taking
the
C.
objective. RCXD active.
RCXD has been destroyed.
Enemy UAV inbound. Securing C.
Enemy recon
Securing
spotted.
Alpha. We control Zone C.
Hostile UAV down.
They're taking C. All locations secured. Hold your positions. We lost Charlie.
Requesting care package deployed.
Heads up, frag.
Losing A.
Okay.
Hostile sentry turret active.
Semtex prime.
The lead is ours. We've lost Alpha.
Spotted enemy stun.
We're falling behind.
Hostile long gun.
Zone Alpha captured. Losing Bravo. Net call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound. Bravo lost.
Deploying flashlight.
Enemy napalm strike incoming. Locking down Charlie. We're losing Alpha. We lost all zones.
Watchdog helo engaged.
hate these freaking maps.
Eyes on Watchdog Helo.
Enemy RCXD detected. Charlie secured.
Watchdog Helo engaged. Eliminated hostile assault pack.
Trophy online.
Enemy RCXD front. Come and get me. Tossing impact. Enemy throwing stun. Healing up.
Taking
Hostile
B.
sniper down. Move.
Got contact.
Watchdog Helo incoming on your location.
Throwing
We're
impact
losing
grenade.
Charlie.
Eyes on Watchdog Helo.
Securing B.
Watchdog Helo engaged.
B locked down.
Terminated.
Securing zone A.
Commencing capture operation.
They're taking C.
Got a threat.
All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them. Losing A. We're losing Charlie. We're losing Alpha. We lost
So I gotcha. Setting go.
We lost A.
Driving
Securing Charlie.
RCXD. Target
Locking
down.
down Charlie. Zone Charlie locked down. We lost B. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Task LDBR against my target.
Taking Bravo underway. Net call, napalm strike inbound.
TACOM. Requesting recon overhead.
Taking
Crimson
Alpha.
1 taking the objective. Concussion grenade sighted.
All zones. Lock down A.
Single shooter. Archangel 12.
They're taking C. Losing A.
RCXD moving.
Deploying SAM turret.
We lost Alpha.
Enemies have destroyed your RCXD.
We're losing Charlie. They're taking C. Enemy UAV inbound.
Hostiles have eyes overhead.
Dang, you took it.
Taking A. Losing B.
Stim applied.
Losing Bravo.
It's reloading.
Losing B. Your tactics aren't working. Find another way.
Guess who's back, asshole?
Bravo lost.
Grenade inbound. Healing up. Cover me.
Securing zone
Taking the
A.
objective. Hostile line neutralized.
Don't reward failure. Work out what went wrong and fix it.
He took us to the woodshed. Fall back while we still can. You're dead. Sniper threat eliminated.
Why are you leveling up pretty slowly in this? It might be easier to get direct hit kills with this. Might be easier to get 3 kills in map with this gun too. This is not a lock on. Let's see why you get this camp.
Domination. You want to clear your name? This is where it happens. Control zone C. Lost B.
Oh, this is the best map of the game.
Lock it down, Bravo.
Taking still. Flashbang incoming.
I'll be at West End here.
We've taken control. Losing Bravo.
Deploying RCX.
Losing B. Losing Bravo.
Enemy's got a shotgun.
Moving with Archangel. Losing B. Bravo lost. UAV inbound.
Telling. Commencing
Take
capture
Bravo
operations.
underway.
Hostile Molotov.
Be yours.
Hostile stun.
Somehow, you should be dead. You should be dead.
Losing Bravo. Lost B.
Using thermo. Throwing shock charge.
Take it B. We got a rat. Someone find that fucking treasure.
RCX demon.
Damn it, we've lost the lead.
Enemies have destroyed your RCXD.
We're losing Charlie.
One shock charge.
One that is destroyed one of your assault packs.
Securing B. Bravo zone secured. LVPR incoming. Losing B.
RCXD available.
Losing Bravo. Losing B.
Just working out the kinks.
Heads up. Hostile care package inbound.
Hostile Molotov. Hostile
Napalm
flashbang.
strike inbound.
Care package available.
You're mine.
Taking A.
Advanced night critical delivery.
B charge.
Stu.
Losing Bravo.
Hello? Hello?
Losing B.
Authorizing napalm.
What is it?
Operating RCXD.
So he's not actually pro-choice.
Your RCXD has been destroyed.
What do you mean?
Losing Bravo.
Basic assault man.
Esmeralda calling in UAV.
Bravo.
So he's bad fave. So that debate shouldn't have actually happened.
Enemy care package above.
Yeah. Well, that's stupid.
Shock charge set.
Taking Bravo underway.
He just doesn't like their stance. That's all. That's it. So that debate really shouldn't have happened. So we would have somebody really bad fave. He's not a very good representative of Orthodoxy.
You've fallen behind.
No.
Thermo sent.
Take it out.
Yeah, all those ortho people, yeah.
Flashbang
All
incoming.
ortho players.
Lock it down, Bravo.
Ah.
B locked down.
Incoming flashbang.
Losing B.
Yeah, I don't think I can entertain him. I really actually believe in the cause. This is really like a game, honestly.
Lost B.
Throwing shot. Semtech front.
I saw that. I was there.
Securing B.
Yeah. I saw him on, on Strong Live yesterday. Or earlier today, actually.
Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO.
Probably like an hour ago.
Losing
He's
Charlie.
just, this is why I don't like,
Securing zone A.
same thing at Empathy, right? This is why I don't like these people. They debate. Debating to them is like a hobby to them. Like, they don't actually believe in the cause.
Spray mine.
And that's why I don't like those kinds of people. So, I don't entertain people like that. And they're all bad. All those people in that group.
Administering stim. Schwack.
Yes. Well, he's racist, obviously. I know. He's racist. None of those people are welcome back. Any of them. Don't let Genesis in. Don't let Empathy in, for sure. Don't let Mac in. He's not actually... Because everybody knew something suspicious. He's not actually pro-life. He's pro-choice. I don't know why... Yeah. I don't know why Empathy was saying I was being biased. Why would I be biased? Like...
Sit down, buddy.
So... Well, thank you for telling me. I now know that this is part of the reason I'm still gonna go live, not today. But like, I'm sick and tired of these people. It's like playing a video game to them. It's like this is fun to them. So like, I don't like any of them at all.
Taking stim. Threat neutralized.
Whose live did he admit this on?
Losing B.
Oh. I don't know why Ken is entertaining platforming this guy.
Requesting CUAV above. Requesting recon above. The fuck's going on out there?
Eyes on enemy mine.
Fine. Losing Bravo.
And Kenna just allows this?
Enemy sleep rate. Semtex incoming.
Firing Archangel.
I'm playing the long game.
Losing B.
Well, of course she's gonna defend her man, you know? How do they work?
We got the lead. Now hold it.
I thought they were. I didn't know.
Scour the area for
But that's something. So we know Genesis is just trolling. I think they're both really bad people. Yeah. I know they're both really bad people. At least Stitch is getting.
Off them.
If I knew, I wouldn't have boosted the B in the first place.
Has no prisons, no army, and no police. It is one of the richest and most developed countries in Europe. Life expectancy here is
What are you playing?
among the
There's something on TikTok. It's about a country.
The moral principle that's applying here is going to be the principle of justice.
See all those Phil bros on Kenna's live.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the principle which
Not all the rejects, just the people who would once again just debate for the sake of debating. Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Don't call me at like 3 in the morning.
All right. Fine.
Night.
Bardock's story is
Things that shock me in America as someone from Eastern Europe. Before coming to
Bardock's story is one of the most tragic in Dragon Ball. Not because he was powerless, or because he didn't try to fight back, but because he saw what was coming. In the Dragon Ball TV special, Bardock is cursed with ability to see into the future, not in fake dreams or symbolic flashes.
At least when I was in MW3s.
Destruction of the same race.
Yeah.
Semtex, front!
Frieza. At first, visions were distant, almost unreal.
Zone A secure.
As time goes on, they start lining up with reality. His squad is
Cover me!
He finds their bodies abandoned, treated like disposable tools, and suddenly, what he's been seeing doesn't feel like happening anymore. It feels locked in, barely standing and still waiting. The others, not as a hero looking for praise, but as someone trying to stop who he knows is coming. Response is laughter. The Saiyans mock him. They joke about his injuries, but his dead teammates.
We're taking this objective!
The idea that Frieza would ever turn to them. Bardock sounds unhinged.
We're losing Alpha.
Rambling about doom. No one listens. And their reaction says a lot about Saiyan culture. They're raised on conquest, conditioned to see death as
Rocket down, Bravo.
Is one of their own, and the vision starts. At one point, he sees Namek. He sees his son, and powerful. He sees the end of all he knows, and Bardock is pulled back into reality. Instead, back to people who still don't believe it. Back to a future that's closing in fast. When Frieza's ship appears above planet Vegeta, Bardock understands something. If the future is going to change, it won't be because someone else steps in. It will be because he does. Despite his injuries, Bardock launches himself into space. Frieza's soldiers flood out to save him, and Bardock fights them anyway. While the rest of the Saiyans live their final moments unaware, Bardock keeps pushing forward, bruised, exhausted, still moving. Eventually, he reaches Frieza. Bardock tells him it's over, that the Saiyans are done being used. He pours everything he has into one final attack, but it isn't enough. With a simple gesture, Frieza wipes Bardock away.
Don't sweat it, I got this.
Take your Bravo underway.
Soldiers, and finally, planet Vegeta
Slow it
is
down.
gone. Bardock
Rocket
sees
down,
one
Bravo.
last vision. Kakarot, his son, standing in front of Frieza. Bardock's story is one of
B locked down.
We're pretty good tests. Identifying different edge cases. Let's be honest. So,
Losing Bravo. We're losing Alpha.
TACOM, LDBR on my mark.
Lost Alpha. Losing B. Losing Bravo.
Commencing
Secure
capture
Zone A.
operations.
Lost all zones. Lock down A. Hostile RCXD in your AO. Losing A.
Now, here's a slight plot hole that some may not know about that. We assume that Captain when Captain gave you guys the prom, takes on the sleep on Namek in Hell in an episode of Dragon Ball GT. Since he should have taken his original form when he died, then he can speculate that the creators
Dropped one.
Namek because we wanted to use the recognize the
pack destroyed. RCXD maneuvering.
This was simply an interesting fact or a coincidence as Corey
Enemies have destroyed your RCXD.
considered as
Take it C.
Administering stim. Impact going out.
We're losing Alpha.
between him and other comic book heroes, including him being a leader of the group, the tendency to show
Losing A.
some many characters in comic books. Ironically, it's funny that Captain Lee was actually the leader of the villain.
Taking Bravo underway. We're losing Alpha.
Sit down, buddy.
Bravo is ours. Losing B. Bravo lost.
So, this is important when Captain getting your attention. It'll make more sense than you think. In my opinion, I think
Enemy RCXD detected.
Hostile RCXD expired. Hostile using assault pack.
Losing A. We're losing Alpha. Watch out! Enemy Hellstorm launch! All zones lost. Zone C secure.
Engaging hostile. Enemy appears KIA.
They're taking C. Bravo zone secure. If you're planning on giving up, do it now. If not, get to work. Losing Bravo. Losing B. We lost B. Taking Bravo underway.
Cover me, taking this objective.
RTB, Blackout. We need to have a fucking conversation.
We're outgunned. Woods, we need to rethink our strategy here.
KIA. 5 kills.
First appearance was in anime would begin.
Scary looks and cool appearance. reason why Piccolo is Akira Toriyama's favorite character is because Akira Toriyama himself was actually an extremely reserved person, and Piccolo is actually a very reserved character. So this would explain one of the other reasons why Toriyama wanted Piccolo to have a character basis.
Now, the samurai could watch his own intestines spill out and die. But here was one death the samurai feared, being stabbed in the back. You see, when a samurai
Probably explains why he made Piccolo a good guy, because he was Piccolo run as the bad guy, as we all know the bad guys either use to kill or they have to run off into exile. Keeping Piccolo around as a good character would allow him to basically use him as transition and develop the character throughout the series, as we see with other characters throughout the Dragon Ball Z series. Now, one thing that I will want to point out to you about Piccolo is the fact that he did transition from basically being more of a warrior type and ruthless mimikyu to being basically kind of like a grumpy old man throughout the Dragon Ball Z.
I know he's great for some things, but I swear that this guy's
but at the same time, he did sacrifice his life to save Gohan at the same time. Now, later on in Dragon Ball Z, Piccolo
Future Gohan is often said to be the version of Gohan that fans have always wanted. A version who trained for years, a version who was pushed by the world around him, and a version who had no fear of his life and died for others. But the one flaw that he had, in an alternate Dragon Ball timeline, there was another future Trunks. And after traveling to an unseen timeline, this Trunks was able to deactivate androids 17 and 18, saving his future in the process. But at some point in time, Cell snuck up on Trunks, killed him, stole his time machine, and traveled back in time. But Cell went to age 763, a year before Frieza, King Cole, and Trunks were originally supposed to arrive. And in the heated conversation between Piccolo and Cell, Cell believes that Trunks was going back in time to tell his friends that he beat the android. But this actually doesn't make any sense at all. And today's theory will make complete sense out of this inconsistency. Originally, future Trunks met the Z Fighters in age 764 to warn them about the upcoming android. If Trunks were really going back in time to tell his friends that he beat the android, age 763 wouldn't make any sense because that would be the year of the Garlic Jr. arc if you want to go with the anime, and in the manga it would simply just be a year of peace and waiting for Goku to come to Earth. And on top of this, since Goku was still on Darkrai, that would mean that Trunks would be traveling to a point in time where nobody would know who he is. As a matter of fact, even if Trunks went to ages 764, 765, or 766, this wouldn't make any sense because the Z Fighters would have all been training for the androids for 3 years, and logic shows that the only point in time that Trunks should return would be age 767 and beyond. And for those who don't know, age 767 is the big year of Dragon Ball Z stuff, and every single thing took place. And this is why the movie BoJack Unbound makes sense for Trunks to travel back in time to tell them that he beat the androids. Yes, it's just a movie, but the time-traveling logic of BoJack Unbound actually makes perfect sense based on the events that had occurred. And with how smart Trunks and Gohan actually are, they would realize that going back in time 6 years too early would have a drastic impact on all of history. So why go back so early? Well, there are 3 ways to look at this. Scenario A is the simplest answer. It states that Toriyama didn't logically think of how time travel actually works and needed Cell to already exist for plot convenience. Because of this, he wrote Cell's existence here before Frieza and King Cole arrived, and he didn't realize that Dragon Ball fans such as ourselves would talk decades later about how illogical it actually was for Cell to come a year early. So in essence, scenario A simply states that it was a plot hole, and it takes ease his job in explaining this. But for those of us who want to challenge and a better explanation for this plot hole, let's go to scenario B. So scenario B is the human error theory. It states that the time machine was preset to A7 because Trunks or Bulma somehow misprogrammed it to the wrong year. Human error is always a valid excuse to explain anything, but this is actually quite unlikely. You see, the time machine isn't something that Trunks uses very often, which means that every time that the target year changes, Trunks or Bulma would have to manually program it to do so. And since they're the only two people besides Cell who use the time machine, A763 would have been set for a reason. So it's way too out of the ordinary for a simple human error to occur. But scenario C has a compelling argument. As you would have guessed from the title of the video, it explains that Trunks had a secret mission to kill Dr. Gero. Now, let
every Texas coast
sink in for a second. Why else would Trunks go back in time so early? Well, if Trunks did in fact kill the androids or shutdown devices confirmed by Daishensu 7, that means that the original future Trunks had knowledge of where Dr. Gero's lab was, and this is where the theory has a lot of sense. You see, because we are 100% sure that Trunks knows where Gero's lab is, that means that Trunks can create an even better timeline where he gets rid of Dr. Gero before any of the androids are released. As a matter of fact, the present Bulma originally suggested in the main timeline that they used the Dragon Balls to stop Dr. Gero before anything happens by locating its lab. And even though this is a different Bulma than the future Bulma, it still shows that Bulma would logically consider getting rid of a problem before it began. And if you analyze future Trunks' mindset, this theory has a lot more substance. When future Trunks first met Goku, he specifically told him that if he knew where Gero's lab was, that he would pay Gero a visit instead of Goku. And this mindset pretty much guarantees that if Trunks knew where Dr. Gero was, killing him directly would be a lot better than interacting with Goku and training him for 3 years. The only reason he should interact with Goku would be to save him from the upcoming heart virus. But what about those people who would argue that Trunks would be creating another timeline that would make things a lot more complicated? Well, remember, by Trunks meeting the Z-Fighters and killing Frieza and Shameful, that completely changed the course of history simply by meeting him. If he secretly wiped out Dr. Gero before anything happens, then the butterfly effect wouldn't have been as prevalent on the character interactions. One analogy that perfectly sums up the situation would have to be a computer virus. What if you could go back in time and delete the computer virus before it spread on your computer? Well, if you did that, then history would turn out with the present version of you not even knowing that you had a computer virus in the first place. And in the case of Dragon Ball, there would only be one issue that could result from Trunks killing Dr. Gero early. And this would be the fact that Goku could still die of a heart virus, assuming Trunks doesn't come back to help him with medication. And though the android threat would be saved from Trunks, there is still the potential loss of losing Goku. And remember, since the heart virus is a natural cause of death, they wouldn't be able to simply wish Goku back to life. And although this sounds like a negative outcome for the future, there's one major point we have to consider, and this is the fact that we don't know how the unseen timeline turned out. All we know about the unseen timeline is that Trunks went to an unseen timeline and went back to shut down the flags. But what if the unseen timeline didn't really turn out so well? Remember, this Trunks is a lot weaker than the other future Trunks, so maybe the Z-Fighters in this unseen timeline did not go into the hyperbolic time chamber to defeat the androids, and everything actually went out in a negative direction. What if the Z-Fighters lost the androids and Trunks simply got the blueprints and left to try and fix history again? And although we don't know this for sure, it perfectly explains why he would want to fix history from an earlier point in time where nobody would know who he is. One thing we have to make crystal clear with this theory, guys, is the perspective of Cell. Other than overhearing a conversation between Trunks and Bulma, how would Cell be able to accurately infer the decisions of Trunks by traveling through time?
Commencing capture operation. Something you want to say, soldier?
Well, what if Cell was actually right about everything? And he did, in fact, overhear Trunks talking to Roll about his plans to go back to the past. Well, if Cell was right about this, then he must be on some type of drugs, because it would make absolutely no sense once again for Trunks to go back to a period in time where nobody knows who he is to tell him that he beat the android. But now that we've explained why it doesn't make any sense for Trunks to tell his friends that he beat the androids, let's actually talk about the secret mission. What if this actually happened, where Trunks went back in time to conduct this secret mission and Cell didn't kill him in the process? Well, since this Trunks would have had Super Saiyan, and Dr. Gero was completely unaware about Super Saiyans or all of the battles on Namek, Trunks should have no issue in killing androids 19 or 20. And since Trunks can carry the shutdown device with him that he got from the Unseen timeline, he can simply shut down 17 or 18 if they're walking around Dr. Gero's lab. The only question that we really have about the situation would be Android 16. If Android 16 is around, he would potentially be a threat, but we have to assume that 16 would be deactivated, as Dr. Gero went out of his way to ensure that Android 18 would release him. So because of the fact that Dr. Gero was so scared about 18 releasing 16, tells me that he would have considered him a failure and would not have wanted him to be released. So 16 shouldn't be a threat. But, as you would have guessed, guys, there's a huge problem with the new timeline and the future timeline. And that is the simple fact that Trunks would not know that Cell existed in both the new timeline and the future, which means that even if the secret mission succeeded, it would be incomplete because Cell can still eventually kill Trunks in the future. But in order to add validity to this video, I want you to ask yourself several questions. First of all, why would Trunks travel back in time to a point where no one knows what the android threat is, no one knows who Trunks is, no one knows why the androids would attack, no one knows when the androids were going to attack, no one knows where the androids were going to attack, and no one knows how to stop the androids. Point blank, it makes no sense, and some can say it's a plot hole, but if you really think about it, Trunks having a plan simply corrects all of these issues.
Get down, Fred! Hostile concussion spotted.
The argument about Trunks and bonus really has a lot of validity.
Semtex, front!
If you think about it, the very fact that the series proves that both Trunks and Gero would be willing to go back in time and stop Gero before anything happened really shows you how realistic this theory actually is. So overall, it's pretty obvious that this looks like a creative Dragon Ball universe. But as theorists, our job is to create logical theories that genuinely make sense in terms of the franchise. And wiping out Gero before interfering with the other aspects of history is an easy way to do it. Losing Goku is a huge loss, but the overall
enemy put down
and Trunks, and the only issue would be that no one would be prepared to sell any other figure that came to them. But with the Dragon Balls and the other Z fighters still alive, Earth would still have a decent defense force against future threats, even if Goku is dead. So either way you slice it, if you enjoyed this video, check out my alternate timeline theory that explains a lot more about Dragon Ball time travel, in addition to checking out 15 facts we should know about future Trunks, or what about the activated android to see a similar scenario to this video. And I'll see all of you guys very soon.
Why wait 4 years to start your career? At Universal Technical Institute, get hands-on training and build the skills you need for a career. Apply today. Hands-on training for real careers.
I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, bro, but I swear TikTok is testing me every...
When the androids killed everyone in the future timeline, escaped and survived for 13 long years. And after his death, Trunks too managed to survive nearly impossible outcomes. But did Gohan and Trunks survive because the androids let them? And what evidence do we have to prove this? Well, Black and Fist will be joining us in this theory video today.
Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in this video I want to talk about something that's been heavily discussed in the Dragon Ball fandom ever since the Cell saga of Dragon Ball.
3 things in Japan that actually scare foreigners. First, the extreme privacy in bookstores. As soon as you buy a book, the cashier frantic.
And that is, how did the original Trunks from the original timeline defeat his defense of Android 17 Now, as we know in the main timeline of the story, when we're introduced to Trunks, we learn about a number of different things that occurred in his future. Of course, basically everything in the original timeline happened pretty much exactly the same up until the events of Frieza and King Cold to the Earth. Originally, Goku defeated both of them after they run into the adventure. This is something I actually talked about in depth in the scene in the top right corner, where I talked about the race and the scene play in history of French. So I don't make sure I check that out. This actually goes down to everything that's after that. Matrix. To die. So let's see if we can break that by the entrance. And then the future was devastated. Actually, basically essentially surrogate, training him to teach him how to become Super Saiyan. Reached out and was killed. And then eventually Trunks goes back in time to the main timeline, and where the actual unseen timeline is actually where he went. That was the first time that Trunks
domination. Green light! Go, go, go!
And basically everything played out there the same until the time
take it out.
Took out King Cold and Frieza, much like he did the main timeline that the main story.
Enemy grenade!
Was placed. So at that point, what occurred is that future Trunks somehow helped the people in the main timeline, Goku and friends, to for means that is never really explained. After that, he goes back to his future, the original timeline, and then of course defeats 17 and 18 as well, which again is never explained. All this is elaborated on by himself, by himself in this case, when he's talking to Piccolo, explaining kind of like what happened there and everything along those lines. Now let me actually get into the manga itself and talk a little bit about this, because this leads into the question of what exactly did Trunks do? So let me pull up the version that we've seen, and then we'll talk about the 1/7. I want to do this.
Take your Bravo underway.
No. So of course, as we see here, this is the end of the Cell Saga with the main timeline, with the second version of Future Trunks that we're introduced to. Or the first one we're introduced
to. The Gecko from Godzilla.
Created time travel with the history of Trunks timeline. You know, he goes back to his future. You have this great ending where he returns home, talks to future Bulma about everything that happens, and then, you know, he takes his jacket off, Jack muscular is from his training, goes off and fights the androids and makes a very easy short work. First off, he flies up to 18, goes to the way see like rocket away, and like everything being blown away. You know, they definitely wasn't that's brutality. Something that the manga definitely has a lot more of.
I do remember this guy.
The same thing happened. 17 is shocked. He's like, there's no way that you could kill her.
This is an MW3.
Previously, he goes there, he gives it one swift kick, blasts his ass, and now he's gone, no longer exists. And that's kind of how it is. You know, Trunks wiped him out effortlessly because of the fact that he had trained in the original timeline, or in the history of Trunks timelines. Trunks went to the main timeline, he trained there with Vegeta in the hyperbolic time chamber, and then he went a second time on his own, and he became vastly more powerful. And also grades on top of that. You can even make an argument that maybe he became full power Super Saiyan or mastered Super Saiyan in the time chamber the second time, just because of the way that he is depicted in the manga during the Cell games with Vegeta. But that's a whole different discussion in and of itself. The question is, this is the way that he defeated them in the history of Trunks time. Eventually, he would also go on to see Cell, and also make it work with them. So you can see here, turns into a Super Saiyan, beats him down, throws him up into the sky. Cell thinks he's going to take advantage of this Kamehameha. Oh no! Shh! His plane got obliterated pretty easily. So, that's the way that Trunks' story ended in the original Dragon Ball manga.
Seriously?
Saving his future, bringing peace to it.
Got one.
But anyway, getting back into that, we We don't really know, though, with this being said, of how the original Trunks, which actually wiped out or way. Let's get into the first example that many people will say is the way that he went about doing this, which is through the use of the remote shutdown device. So this is speculated not only by fans, but also Guy's Edge, that Trunks actually was able to go to Dr. Dro's laboratory, just like he did in the main timeline, find the secret bunker underneath where Cell was, and then at that point he was able to utilize the in order to create another remote shutdown device that we can see here with Krillin utilizing, and then, failing to actually use NCT because he's thinking with his other head as opposed to here. And at that point, it led to, guess what? Perfect because of that. But we all know that Trunks is a little bit more ruthless than that. Trunks is the guy who did not even let King Cold and Frieza transform, but eventually with that. And then, he just wipe them out. Hey, I'll give you a chance to walk away. That, then he kills them because that's what Trunks does. He gets the job done. Except Trunks. Take it out. Bravo is on. But yeah, either way, when it comes down to that, that's one of the things that many people speculate. Did he use the remote shutdown? And it's certainly a possibility that Trunks was able to Bulma the future, perhaps, or, even the present. Maybe in the same timeline, what he did was that he had brought those plans to Bulma, just like what happened here. And Trunks was the one to use that remote shutdown device to disable the androids and then they were wiped out by him or by Goku, Vegeta, and so on when they're in the and thus in turn he saved the main timeline or the unseen timeline at this point, went to the future, saved that in the original timeline, even though it wasn't technically the future. And then, defeated them that way. However, that being said, that might not be what happened, especially because remember, first off, with Goku, Vegeta, and a lot of those other Z fighters really go along with the idea of defeating the androids in such a cheap way, in such a way to where, they're not going to fight them through strength alone, they're not going to give them a chance to fight back. Instead, they use a cheap tactic to disable them with a remote shutdown device.
Semtex incoming!
And thus, perpetuating that cycle of enslaving them out just because of who they are. I talked about that a little bit too in this video up here. You can see I talked about the reason why Goku was right to spare Dr. Dro in the Future Trunks video of the Cell Side of Dragon Ball Z. So that's a big question then and there in of itself. It's to that that Trunks in the original timeline did not train in the hyperbolic time chamber when he went back to the unseen time. But there's no indication actually given to suggest that idea. If we actually go back here and we look to when Goku first from his heart virus, what he says is that he learned everyone to walk in streams during as it's going to be clairvoyance that is demonstrated.
Cover me! Taking this objective!
You're enough! Maybe it might be inherited or not. But, that's more than itself.
Trophy neutralized.
Getting to that, he realizes that he doesn't plan to fight the androids or himself because he knows that he and Vegeta simply can't win. So instead, he's going to transcend Super Saiyan, and the way he's going to do that is I'm going to... Here's the place
Tighten up and show some spine!
Hey, Chi-Chi, can I bring Gohan with me? On your right. He's going with me because the world's going to be doomed, even though I know that you care more about the studies. Anyway, what he ends up doing, he goes, he grabs Gohan, and he goes to find Trunks and Vegeta sitting right over here. Vegeta is staring off in space. He has been doing that for the past 3 games, trying to see beyond Super Saiyan and transcend it through kind of a vision quest of sorts, let's say, through overcoming it mentally before you get to it physically, like he says, Vegeta's genius. So, is, as he says, he's been standing there for the past 3 days. So he's been standing there likely even before anything about Cell was ever revealed on the news. Same thing with Goku. Goku probably might have come up with this idea, theoretically, before he even had any indication that Cell existed. So there's nothing that ever tells us that Cell's presence in the main timeline is what caused the Z Fighters to go into the time chamber in order to gain more power, in order to transcend Super Saiyan. It really goes to show you, or, it makes a lot of sense, that theoretically what would happen is that, Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan would all want to train in the time chamber regardless, because the androids are still way more powerful than them, especially, if Android 16 so happened to exist in the unseen timeline. There's no real indication given if he did or if this was another butterfly effect that kind of rippled out to where Cell was there. And thus, as a result, there's a very strong chance that the way that Trunks defeated the androids, not only in the present or the unseen timeline, but also in the history of Trunks' timeline, is the way that he was able to beat them is exactly the way that we see here. That he just went to the future, blew them away because he was vastly more powerful than them, and then that was it. He was done. Theoretically, he thought he was done. But of course, in the original version of the story, Trunks does not have this foreknowledge that he does of the coming of Cell that allows him to predict that Cell is going to show up and then in turn do what he needs to do in order to beat him. 3 years after he goes back to the future, he finally has refueled the time machine. Cell shows up ready to steal the time machine from him because he knows the android's been defeated. This is after Cell, incubated in his larval state, came out of the test tube, was looking for 17 and 18, realized they were defeated somehow, and then in turn killed the original Trunks, stole his machine, went back to the past, gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack, great show, and then in turn he, went and defeated, basically everything that occurred over the course of the main story. However, that doesn't happen here. Trunks stops that loop and that cycle because he knows that Trunks is there, or he knows that Cell is coming. He does this entire thing as kind of a ploy in order to lure Cell out. We don't even know if he ever actually goes back to the past after this happens. We never see it occur, as you could see right here. And then, it seemingly is never referenced at all in the anime or manga afterward, unless you count the BoJack movie, which I don't. And, he wipes them out. Trunks is completely aware of it, and thus in turn, what does he do? He defeats him. He kills him, and he makes it where his threat no longer exists. However, the original version of Trunks would have had no idea that he was coming. And then in turn, what does he do? Well, maybe Cell just did something extremely popular in Dragon Ball Super and caught base Trunks off guard. Even though Trunks is able to send Cell flying with his Ki, he still isn't as powerful as Cell. Because the fact that the base form is vastly less powerful than Super Saiyan. People are like, oh, the base forms at this point are way stronger than even Super Saiyan organic. Nothing really ever indicates that in the story, and sometimes people love to overinflate power levels. They argue that the full power Super Saiyan, for example, is even greater than Super Saiyan, and so forth. That's a whole other can of stuff. Nonetheless, this whole situation wouldn't have occurred this way in the original storyline. Trunks would have had no reason to suspect that Cell was going to show up. He would have had no reason to think that this weird bug creature that
we got the lead. Now hold
things, on Namek at least. And then in turn,
we're losing Alpha.
Had no reason to think he needed to put his guard up. Maybe Cell was able to suppress himself.
Enemy sniper working.
As we see in the anime version, he basically strangles him when he least expects it. So, the anime version, of course, we do see Trunks does not look like this. He's kind of an easel like this, he looks almost more like the Dragon Ball Super version, where he looks like he should be inside and do cardio all the time.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Loves that.
Take out that
and,
CUAV.
Scrawny Trunks is he likes to call. And, that's kind of the thing. It's entirely possible that in the anime version, maybe he did the shutdown device just because of the non-kid flashback at the end of the cell killing him. It's never actually shown in
Contact, enemy UAV.
But nonetheless, in the other version, it's entirely possible that Trunks did train the time chamber. He defeated them the exact same way he did here.
Take out that UAV.
What happened? Well, Cell took advantage of the situation, killed him right out, and then stole his time machine and freed the main timeline, the history Trump's timeline, and this whole thing's taking place.
Enemy sniper working!
Right now. And then in turn, what happened? Well, he ended up overcoming. He ended up winning basically the whole thing by becoming perfect, and then he lost it.
Capture operation.
It's like if Sauron won in Lord of the Rings, he did. Is that basically? That was the whole Cell games in a nutshell.
Attack off.
Cell
Launching
could have been
UAV.
like, I'm perfect.
Concussion grenade out.
Right toward the earth, fired. Goodbye, everyone. You're all dead except for Cell because he had breathed in space. And maybe Boo would wake up and, again,
One of your
secret out.
supplies has been destroyed.
The idea is Cell won. It was over. And then because of his own arrogance, because of the Cells of the Saiyans, like Trunks, not in this case, but definitely Trunks' father, Vegeta, he was
I'm playing the long game.
To being able to be his own pride,
working as objective
for a reason, and then in turn,
Stand
his
it out.
defeat, and then the future, he also was defeated because of the fact that he let everyone know who he was to Piccolo, how they could find him, how he got back in time. If he had just shut his mouth and blown the earth when he had the chance, none of this ever would happen. But that's kind of Cell and Dragon Ball villains in a nutshell. Stop playing with your food, just blow the planet up until you can breathe in space in this franchise, except for when they can. You got it all won. It's all taken.
You're an alpha.
And so that answers the question.
Watch your fucking fire! On your
How did the original Trunks defeat the androids? So what do you guys think? Do you think that Trunks defeated the androids using the shutdown device? Do you think that he defeated them with training the time chamber? Do you think maybe he just brought Goku with Vegeta or somebody with him to the future with him and they all teamed up and defeated the androids? What do you think happened? How do you think he did it? And how do you think Cell was able to defeat him? Maybe I'll do a whole video about that. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stick around for more content in the future, and I will see you in the next video.
Take it out.
I can't just get rid of it. Maybe I can...
We're losing Charlie. Heads up. Hostile care package inbound.
It just
Take a Bravo underway. Multiple enemy UAV contacts.
King Cole would have been the character to train with Frieza, considering the fact that the only way King Cole could come back to life would be if he was resurrected somehow. From what we've seen, considering the fact that we have 3 pairs of Dragon Balls,
Hostile UAV established overhead. Watchdog helo incoming at your location.
No, it's because of basically the Dominion of planet Earth, and also
Take it A. This shit ain't working.
It just doesn't seem like there was ever a moment. Now, if he somehow mysteriously used them at some particular point, that would be really interesting. I just don't see how it's realistic for King Cole to win to see what he's doing. When we consider the fact that
cover me, taking this objective.
They're taking C.
Hostile shooter.
Mark it down, Bravo.
Is that he adds a lot.
Assault that. Who needs ammo? Using stun.
So, briefly saw.
Commencing capture operation.
Just
take incoming.
Lock down A.
Initiating the resurrection.
Deploying our gas.
Mega Frieza. Just think about King Cole's the character Frieza. You can kind of get like how knowledge of what the universe was about. What the universe was like. King Cole essentially, played his styles because I don't flying about these
We're losing Alpha.
for a reason. He obviously has attained a great level of knowledge.
Wrong stun.
Something like this in the universe. And this is the new fact that it can create a lot of continuity issues. So, while we can definitely agree agree that it's awesome to have older characters like Master Roshi, King Vegeta, King Boo, characters that you can learn more about. Dragon Ball was like before the main series basically took place. The thing about it is that if you try to get creative with these older characters that predate the main series, you can create a lot of plot holes, or you're just going to basically retcon the stuff that we already know about these characters, and as a result of it, you're going to have these canon battles where Dragon Ball fans are going to be basically just arguing for perpetuity about what's canon and what's not. This is that there's no real canon, there's kind of like a general canon of like where the story kind of wants to take itself in any direction. And as a result of it, it's a gift in all sorts. But as long as it's properly written and, you know, does not...
Contact enemy UAV.
It would be awesome.
Seriously, he took it.
And how he essentially became King Bull. So,
Archangel prepping fire. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Using King Bull as a potential Frieza will do one thing that Dragon Ball does anything else, and it just does so much. It's a lot.
We've taken control. We lost B. Come on, you're losing this
is
fight.
The fact that it has way too many powerful heroes at this moment. So Goku and Vegeta is 1A, 1B universe. Some of the power-ups and when you give all of these characters these enormous power upgrades.
We're losing Charlie. Take it Alpha. B secured.
Throwing stun.
Or you create another villain.
Contact down.
If you add more villains to create a threat, then it would justify having so many characters that are strong. On Universe 7 side, and it would also have potential towards a series. So it makes sense that that
we're taking C.
Destroyed one of your assault packs.
Lead dive.
Because it would make one person very significant. So ultimately, guys, let me know.
Take it in.
Stay visible. And until next time, stay cool and stay safe.
The training tab is where you can see any war guns performance beside this.
Check out the sharpshooter.
Not just exercises and
secure zone A. Losing B.
RCXD ready.
Bravo locked.
Operating RCXD.
Securing B. Hostile scout bolts in your AO. Lock it down, Bravo. Take it B.
This is what you look like if Earth had 10 times.
Enemy UAV inbound. We're losing Charlie.
You're gonna be dead in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Losing Bravo.
Lead. I'm always like, hey, why am I so single? What am I doing wrong?
Using stun.
Sit here.
We're losing Charlie.
TikToks. Like, their whole child.
Hostile down.
Perfect execution. The Pantheon is probably pissing.
Flawless execution, people.
Striking it up in the Russian League, just 22, leave you speechless. 2025. Energy drinks versus fast food. What ends you?
Ron, go for one person.